Our Collision 2018 coverage is proudly powered by Amazon Prime. Find out all the ways you can benefit from a Prime subscription and get a 30-day free trial by going to collision.live/prime and by audiobooks.com. Get a free trial and a free audiobook to keep at audiobooks.com using promo code TRY70. And we have our first guest here. Hello.
Hi, how are you guys doing this morning?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for us.
My name is Taylor Stevenson. I'm the Strategic Partnerships Executive for a company called Alyss Analytics.
Okay. And what is Alyss Analytics?
Simplest way to put it, we take candidate video into our proprietary algorithms, output candidate soft skills.
I remember reading about you now. Obviously, in lead up to this, we looked at several hundred companies. I remember this. What an interesting idea. So this is like part of the hiring process to help so you don't necessarily you can knock some of the candidates out that don't meet some of the things that you need.
Absolutely. So what we're trying to do is place this in HR verticals to help in the shortlisting process. So the majority of HR leaders report that that's the most time intensive and their biggest challenge in the process. Our current resume-centric process offers no analysis of a candidate's soft skills, right, prior to that candidate interaction. So phone interviews, bring the person in. Our technology allows them to get that analysis of the entire applicant pool without any time lost to the recruiter themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Between this company and a software company that I own, I have I've hired dozens.
Right.
And declined way more than that. Hundreds of applicants. And you look at a resume, you're like, wow, this person's really, and they come in.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen the light before?
Yeah, absolutely.
This isn't going to work.
So what we say is that the resume-centric HR process leads to wasted time, just like you're talking about, right? They've got the perfect set of credentials. They walk in the door and you immediately know, nope, there's no way I would hire that person for my team. Right?
They may not even make it to the door.
Yep, absolutely.
You might see them get out of the car in the parking lot and then immediately shut it down.
Right, but as a professional, you can't cut off the interview right then and there, right? So then you're sitting in a situation where you ultimately know you're not going to move forward in the process, and that time is ultimately wasted, right? So what
for everybody, for me, for the candidate, everybody's wasting their time.
Absolutely. So this technology is really driven from the candidate model. When we evaluate that process, what we find out is that a lot of candidates get really frustrated with a lack of opportunity, right? They send in their resume and they never hear back. So what this does is it provides an opportunity to showcase who you are to that potential employer outside of the skill sets that are on your resume, right? So what we say is the resume defines what you are, but your soft skills define who you are.
Yeah, for sure. Because like we said, a resume can sound great, but that doesn't mean that they'll fit with your group.
Right.
It doesn't mean your team may have some special thing that's required because of some project you're working on.
Right.
You've got to have
you
got to have a go-getter.
Yep.
And maybe in software, that's not as common as I'd like.
Correct.
So you can narrow that out before they get to the interview.
And it works in reverse too, right? Just because I'm not the right qualified candidate based on my resume, right? So I don't have the list of experience or I didn't tailor my resume to the job description, which is a lot of how a lot of applicant tracking systems today are conceptualized. That doesn't mean I'm not the right guy for the job, right?
Absolutely.
So it works both ways. We're wasting time with candidates who ultimately can't perform based on those soft skills, and we're also missing out on opportunities to interview people and give them the chance based on their potential, right?
Sure.
Right.
And so you see that a lot with, with younger candidates, right?
Yeah.
So who they don't have the 3 to 5 years of experience that's demanded of every entry-level job, right?
Or don't know how to put together a proper resume.
Absolutely.
Because that's not taught anywhere anymore.
No, it is not. No, it is not. So our company, we kind of went through a long process to get here. So our founder is actually an ex-HR executive, spent 20 years,
I would imagine so.
Yeah, so he started at first with a one-on-one interview, teaching those skills that you were just talking about, right? Here's how you tailor a resume. But that's not a really scalable company, right?
Sure.
You need
Right.
1,000 mics in order to do that.
Yeah.
So what he did is he created a platform that incorporated the video interview, but it was a candidate sourcing platform, right?
Okay.
Give people the opportunity. And so as we started to scale, we got accepted to an accelerator in Wichita, and they were
Awesome.
like, there's nothing proprietary about putting video on your resume, right? I mean,
Right.
LinkedIn could do that, Indeed.com could do that,
Sure.
whoever. So they said go deeper. So we've actually built AI. So it's a machine learning algorithm utilizing deep neural networks to help quantify those individual soft skills. So we output 4 soft skill scores: positivity, articulation, confidence, and overall energy level.
Okay.
And then those employers can choose who to shortlist based on those individual attributes or an aggregate against the median candidate in their pool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
God, I would have loved this 4 years ago, but deep neural networks were almost theoretical 4 years ago.
They are. And I'll be honest, I'm the sales guy, right? And so my VP of technology can talk about those all day long. It's honestly over my head, right? I mean,
That's okay.
it's extremely complicated technology. and the way they
Because
built
different people have different skill sets.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely.
They
Full
didn't
circle.
need you
Yep.
to know that. They needed you to have this personality.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct. So,
That's awesome. Having worked with some neural network stuff myself, I can tell you that this is the thing that it's built for.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it's for, and it'll get better. The algorithm will get better over time,
That's
which is
absolutely
even
right.
better. The
Yep.
more people put videos through, and the more people go, "Yep, this person matches."
yep.
The
Absolutely.
better that network will get.
So not only right now are we, trying to sign our potential partners, but we're trying to get people to utilize the application,
Sure.
even if it's just for themselves, to figure out what their soft skills scores are, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So that we
Yeah.
can test and run that through our app. Because, like you said, every video increases our algorithm and our machine learning to get better and better at determining those soft skills.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So let's say I'm about to build my team out again.
Yep.
I'm not today, but in the near future,
Yeah.
we will be. So it's not just the two of us sitting here for 4 days doing interviews.
yeah.
How do I participate in this
Right.
as a hirer? How do I participate?
So that is basically a contract that you make with Alyss Analytics.
Okay.
The way we currently have that structured is we kind of see it as the second checkpoint in the process,
Okay.
right? So a resume comes in, then you send out an email saying, hey, by the way, the next step in our process is this Alyss Analytics video. And we have tailored messaging to kind of explain what the power of that video is, right?
Okay.
So as PLUGHITZ Live, it's really important for us to find the right people for our job, right? It's really important that as a media personality, you have this set of soft skills. And we're analyzing that, right? So you go into our candidate platform or send them a link. We give you a unique identifier code.
Sure.
So it's 12 digits. The first 6 are unique to you as the employer. The last 6 digits are unique to the position, right?
Okay.
So for larger scale applications or organizations, they can shortlist 50 applicant pools all at the same time.
Okay.
So the candidate goes and utilizes our software. It's point and click, so it's either a web format or mobile based.
Okay.
As long as you have access to a webcam or a camera at all,
Sure.
right? You can utilize our system. Record a candidate video, submit that, and then in about 5 to 8 minutes at this point in time, we output those soft skill scores.
5 to 8 minutes.
Yep.
And that's the other thing that over time gets better.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we
Which is
ultimately-
awesome.
Yeah, we ultimately want to drive that down to almost real-time results, right? But the way in which the algorithms compute, they take a little bit of time
Yeah.
to process that information.
Especially early on.
Yep.
So I see you're a red badge.
Yeah.
So you guys are pretty
new.
early out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
How far?
So we launched our minimum viable product 3.5 weeks ago. So,
Wow.
But
Okay.
it has been in development for 18 months. So
I would
this is-
imagine.
Yeah, this is a pretty big software build out.
Yeah. Because you guys hit neural networks hard when they were still rough.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if they dumped what they had and tried again 6 months ago
Yeah, so-
as the technology got better. That's how neural networks go.
Yeah, we actually did that, right? So we were working with a software development firm that we just didn't like the results, and we kind of ran it back through. Chose a new group, Flint Hills Group, out of Wichita, Kansas, and absolutely loved what they did. So we came in under budget and on time, which is which is not something you could say very often, not only in the software development world, but especially when you're talking about AI technology.
Yeah. Because what's available tomorrow is totally different than what's available today.
Correct.
You just have to ask those guys over there. AWS is literally 100 feet behind us.
Yeah, that's right. So, so we launched the product 3.5 weeks ago. We've signed our first client, right?
Okay.
So we are technically revenue producing at this point.
Awesome.
And we're really looking forward to kind of getting the name recognition out there.
Yeah.
So HR tech is a brand new vertical, right? So 5 years ago, no one was applying anything than the applicant tracking system to HR.
Yeah.
Applying AI to the HR vertical is brand new.
Sounds insane.
There's a bunch of companies out there that are just like us starting out, and we're all kind of fighting for that space to figure out the market. So,
Sure.
There's going to be a lot of consolidation, and we're hoping to be one of those industry leaders as we move forward over the next couple of years.
You know, the fact that you can get it processed, having only one client on board at this point in 5 to 8 is impressive.
Yeah.
There's very little doubt in my mind that market leader is.
That's awesome. We appreciate that. So, and then back on the employer side, what we do is we give you a searchable index of your entire applicant pool.
Okay.
So essentially how that looks is you log into our system, right? And every video that's came through, say that's 10, 20, 50, 100, 250.
Sure.
Every single one of those candidates is listed. So all of their soft skill scores are represented. Those 4 that we talked about: positivity, articulation, confidence, and energy. And then we have an aggregate, which we call the Alyss score, against the average candidate in the pool, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
because a sales rep probably needs to be more confident than my accountant, right?
Sure.
I probably need him to be more articulate than a software developer.
Sure.
So what we do is we've taken the approach of giving quantifiable data to the HR executive so that they ultimately can determine how to use that data with their internal process.
Okay.
So
And then, so let's say I'm going through a hiring bump.
Yeah.
The software company, we went from 2 people to 12 people in a very short period of time. So I've gotten several hundred applicants.
Yep.
I look at them. There are some that just aren't going to work.
Correct.
Do I have the ability to dismiss them out of that list so I'd no longer have to have them in my searchable list?
So we can do that for you, right? So that's just a UX design. If you want to say, I don't want to see any candidates who rank below this level, right, based on those quantifiable scores, we can absolutely do that for you.
Or if after I've looked at the thing, can I say, go? I'd love to be able to do that.
No, but that is a great feature set that we can take into consideration, and I'll bring that up with
I
MVP.
would absolutely want that.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, like, you interacted with our scheduling system. There are some, when I get them, I'm like,
right,
that's not going to work. I don't want you to show up my list every day I'm going through. Same thing there.
Absolutely.
Once I'm done,
Well, and the reason why we currently kind of mitigated that, right, is we ultimately want the power of the hiring decision to be based on humans, right? We don't believe that AI should take the place of the human executive, right? Because a hiring process is ultimately human connection, right? You need to feel good about the person you're about to spend $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 on, right? And so our AI,
I definitely want to be able to see the values of everybody coming through.
Absolutely. So what we want to do is we want to empower the HR executive to shortlist the right candidates to bring into their internal process. And our contention is that you're going to be able to make better, faster decisions on who to hire. So your quality is going to go up and your time to fill is going to go down.
That's awesome.
Let's say I'm an employer and I'm hiring for 2 separate positions, and someone applies for both. Depending on the position, is the score going to be a little different?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're actually looking at, and I can't go too much into it, right?
Sure.
Because they are proprietary. But we're looking at 3 main bucket sets. So we're looking at microfacial expressions, all the nonverbal communication. We're looking at your speech to text, so the content of what you say. And then we're running what's called a spectrowave analysis of the audio file in order to understand delivery. So tonality, pitch, inflection, change of speed all over time.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
So you're actually processing the waveform of the. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a fascinating idea.
Yeah. So there's, in a 1-minute candidate video, there's approximately 30,000 data points that go into our proprietary algorithms. And each one of those algorithms, positivity, articulation, confidence, and energy, are independent of one another in order to assess those. So each of those 35 features that we're analyzing go into a mathematical formula, right, that's all done by people who are much smarter than I am.
My brain hurts.
Understood.
My brain hurts
That's
so
not
much
my
right
floor
now.
of the building either.
It's not mine either.
I am a software engineer, and that's not my floor of the building either.
So our VP of technology is actually a math major. So it's all linear algebra and advanced, right? He talks, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
sure.
Yeah, that. As long as it does what you say it does.
I believe you. So if people want more information about your platform, how can they do that?
Well, so there's two ways. You can go to our website, alyssanalytics.com. There's a demo request on there, featured just like most tech websites. I'll also tell you can reach out to me personally. So it's taylor.stevenson@alyssanalytics.com. We're looking to have conversations with anyone from HR executives to media, just like you guys, right? Cool. At this point, we're trying to educate the HR tech buyer about our technology and explain how it works, how it functions, right? Because we are brand new, and we're probably 7 to 10 years out from full market adaptation of where we are. So very beginning of the hype cycle.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much
for
taking the time to talk
it.
to us.
Have a great day.
Have a good collision.
Thank you.